How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, and welcome back to another episode of Between Two Cars. Obviously, Corvette is still at the shop. If you didn't see my recent Instagram reel or TikTok, I went and checked in on the car. They had it all disassembled. No damage to the frame. We barely even had minor damage to like the fiberglass tubs and stuff. So we're gonna get it all replaced. It's gonna be brand new pretty much once we get it back. It's gonna be good. I'm excited for that. The turbo kit for this is almost done, I want to say. It's obviously not on the car, but Hellcat did have to make some minor changes since their twin turbo kit for this generation S197 is for a Gen 1 Coyote, not a Gen 3. So we have a mechanical fuel pump that's like right here, and it's kind of in the way of some stuff, so they're going to make some modifications and make it work. So one thing I really like about them, they test fit their kits before they send them out. So they know that when you get the kit, it's gonna bolt onto your car. There's always maybe minor adjustments here and there, but they test fit them to know if there's any glaring issues. Every car is slightly different, every car is gonna sit slightly different, and every kit is gonna sit slightly different, but they do what they can to make it as good as possible and as easy as possible. This isn't an advertisement for them, but that's why the kit is taking a little bit longer, because they actually care. They're not just pulling parts off a shelf and throwing it in a box. Anyways, big Supra update. I've been spending a lot of money trying to get the Supra done. I want the engine in the car within like 1 month. Like, that is my goal. I have the turbo being rebuilt. I have the intake manifold being modified so we can run the throttle body that the guy sent that is not for that intake manifold. I have a bunch of parts coming. I have brakes coming, and then I will have brake lines coming. I have fuel lines coming. Like, there's a lot of stuff coming, and it ain't me. But so the Supra, I'm planning on having engine in the car hopefully by the end of this month, and then running hopefully by the end of next month. So I'm really just trying to get all three of these cars up and going by the end of the year. I'm trying to really finish this, and that would really, you know, make me happy. Today was a rather odd day. I'm not a political person, okay? I don't want to sit here and immediately start bringing politics into my channel, and you know, this is my second channel, so I feel like since this is more of a talk show or like podcast setting, I have a little bit more leeway to talk about stuff like this. I don't like people that just shove politics into people's faces and stuff like that. But today, and this is like the first time I've actually said this out loud, which is kind of odd, but Charlie Kirk, if you don't know who that is, he is a Republican, I don't spokesperson, I want to say. I don't know the correct word to describe him, but essentially he is a Republican influencer and was doing an event and was shot and killed, which is very tragic. You know, I'm nowhere near as large as he was, but I've even had concerns with safety and, you know, the stuff I say online and, you know, the things that people may agree or disagree with me. And it's a scary world that we live in where you can have a differing opinion, whether it be cars, politics, video games, music, whatever. And some people are so out there that if they don't agree with you, they will go to violence. They just can't accept other people having different opinions. So whether you know, were a fan of his, whether you weren't a fan of his, I'm not going to tell you what to believe, what to not believe. That's whatever you want to do. I don't care, as long as it doesn't involve children. I genuinely don't care what you do. But at the end of the day, it is very sad. A father, a husband who's as old as my older brother. I mean, that's not much older than me. So it's just tragic, and it's a disgusting thing that happened. So again, whether you agreed with the guy or not, he was a person. So anyways, I don't really know how to move on from that. Just, guys, remember, never choose violence. You can talk stuff out, and if you can't talk stuff out, go seek help. I don't know. I'm not a political person. I don't know these correct terminologies and stuff. So let's just move on to some car stuff. Let's talk about something a little bit more, you know, exciting and stuff, not something super depressing. All right, so I made a list for you guys. We're talking about the cars with the most aura. What is aura? Aura is when you pull into a car meet, people look, and it's not because you're revving your shitbox. It's not because you got neon underglow. These cars just bring aura. And I've been to hundreds of car meets over the years. I've been to big car meets, small car meets, and no matter what car meet I'm at, Personally, to me, these are cars that always just get my attention. If I hear it pulling in, if I see it pulling in, I want to look at that car. If I see it park, I want to go look at that car. If the hood's up, I want to go look at that car. So that's what I mean by aura today. Let's go ahead and dive right in. The first car, and this is going to be a hot take, but it has aura. You guys gotta stop hating a little bit too much. Although I personally wouldn't go out of my way to buy one of these, at least not anytime soon. A wide body Charger or Challenger Hellcat, preferably a Hellcat Red Eye, you know, whatever they call not the Demon 170. I mean, that's obviously a cool car too. Oh, let me preface before we get into more of the car. Sorry, back up, back up. I'm not going to talk obvious aura cars like we're going to Zeg, a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. I'm talking like normal, everyday people car, stuff that you guys could probably afford, stuff that I could probably afford, stuff like that. I'm not saying right now we can go out and afford these cars right now, but realistically, if we were to save up, work hard, we can get these cars. We're not talking, you know, have those stocks magically pull off, you know, multi-million-dollar things. You know, Dogecoin ain't gonna hit right now. So that's what I'm talking about. So fast forward, you see that? Wide body Charger, wide body Challenger, Hellcat, Red Eye, super stock, whatever they call them, unlocked, last call. Any of these higher trim levels, the base Hellcat's fine. 707 horsepower is fine. I do think, even though it's 700 horsepower for the weight, it is a little bit on the slower end. When you hear 700 horsepower, you think it to be faster than everything else. It isn't. You might be door and door with a car with 600 horsepower, 500 horsepower, depending on the weight. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Nobody calls Hellcats slow because they're slow. They call them slow because of how fat they are. They make power. You throw that Hellcat motor into anything, it makes power. It's just a heavy car. Regardless, wide body Hellcat Red Eye, wide body Hellcat Charger, these cars have aura. When I see these pull in, oh, I love the flares. I always tell the story. I used to hate these flares because they just looked like wannabe wide body flares. I was like, oh man, it looks like I have like a half-ass wide body kit. It doesn't look super wide. It doesn't like scream wide body. And then the Hellcat Red Eye and Hellcat or wide body Charger and Challenger and all that stuff came out, and they have the same exact styling of flares, just like these smooth over molding I don't know how to call it. You get what I'm saying? That style of a flare, and I was like, damn. They must have saw a video of mine and liked it. I'm joking. But you get my point. It helped bring these back into style. I personally like more of a molded wide body, but after those came out, I've grown to appreciate these a lot more. So I can kind of relate with them, you know. But regardless, I see one of those pull in, and I think it's cool. I'd probably do the same shit. Put that big old cat on the side. It's a thing to be proud of. At least if you don't have a stock one. If I just bought a Hellcat and that was the first thing I did, I'd slap myself. But if I got 1,000 horsepower under the hood, I'm gonna let everybody know it's a cat. I'm gonna let everybody know. Okay. But yeah, car with aura, undeniably. Wide body Hellcat, wide body Charger, Challenger. They both look good. I like them. Aura, aura, aura. Moving on. All right, next one. And I'm not just saying this because I got one. I'm not just saying this. I'm talking about a Corvette, but in particular, Z06 trim or higher. Now, don't come at me with your pitchforks, okay? I know how to dodge and weave. Grand Sports are cool, and I really do like C6 Grand Sports. It is, my friends in recent years have opened my eyes to what I thought was the poor man's wide body C6. It actually is a really good car. You get a dry sump, steel frame LS3 capable of good boost. If you want to boost a Corvette and race it, or if you just want to race a C6 Corvette, it's a really good option. Prices on those are kind of similar to Z06s, so I personally would just go for a Z06 that's already had all the valve train fixed, but that's just me. I actually had a guy comment, and maybe he's watching this video, he DM'd me the other day and was like, Drew, I'm looking at getting a car. I don't know if he actually is or not, if he's just trying to talk to me. Anyways, I don't know what the fuck that was. He's looking at getting a car. He's looking at a C6 Z06 or a C7 just Stingray. And he said that the prices are really similar. He doesn't know which one to go with. He wants to make like 650-ish wheel horsepower, something like that. And I told him, first things first, bucko, no brainer. I'd immediately, no matter what the power goal is, C6 Z06. It's a better car, okay? You get an aluminum frame car, you get an LS7. If the valve train has been fixed, you're going to have a good time. You don't need 650 horsepower in that car to be fast. It's a lighter car than a C7, so if you do 550 with just head cams, intake, you're gonna make a lot of power. You're gonna make 650 pretty easily with a simple setup like that. And you're gonna be a lot faster than you would be in the Stingray because power to weight ratio, big thing. It is a lot more of an analog, numb or a raw feeling car too. So in my opinion, it's better, and I think it's gonna hold its value a lot better. So that's why, again, for this Aura list, I'm talking Z06 or above. So that goes for C6, C7, maybe C5. I like C5s personally. I think bang for your buck car, it's a great car. But if I see a C6 pulling in, first of all, it's rare to see a C6 pulling in that ain't fucking chopping. I'm just going to say that. So already, you know you hear it before you see it. Secondly, you know that shit's going to be pretty fucking sweet 90% of the time. Sometimes they're really clapped. We're not going to talk about those. But C6s, when they pull in, they're usually pretty fucking clean. They look pretty good. And when I hear that LS7 just blah, 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 oh, that guy, biggest dick probably at the meet. Probably. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, so C6, Z06, great. C7, Z06, good car as well. With how they're getting stolen a little bit right now, you're kind of ballsy. You might be kind of tossed into the takeover crowd if you have one of those because they're going to assume that it's a striker, but still a great car. The LT4 is a great platform. It's pretty much a baby ZR1. It's a great car. So cars with Aura, those are them. And we don't even got to talk about them ZR1s. We already know that those guys got big dicks too. So we don't even need to talk about those guys. If they could drive. I can't. So, all right, I have a list. Sorry, I'm kind of going brain dead. No, the next car on my list is not a fucking Mustang. If you think a Mustang has Aura, no offense, unless it's got twin turbos or like a Whipple or something, it don't got Aura. Okay, and even then, Whipples nowadays they don't got Aura either. I'm just gonna say it. They might be fast, and I'm not disproving that any Whipple Mustang out there isn't fast. But every fucking Mustang nowadays has a Whipple. That's part of the reason why I'm getting rid of mine. They're all copying me. No, I'm joking. But they are like Coyotes. Just seem to just fucking come with Whipples every day now. Shelby GT350, Whipple. Shelby GT Super Snake, Whipple. Fuck all these bullshit cars. Whipple, Whipple, Whipple. Stupid as hell. Okay, here we go. I didn't want this list to be only American cars, so I was branching out and trying to think of some German cars with Aura. And I think this is undeniably one of the best German cars with Aura. It is not the M3. It is not the M2. It is not the M4. It is not the M6. It is the M5. The M5 has to be one of the most aura-oozing German cars out there. You mean to tell me BMW made this sports sedan not only expensive as fuck, but fast as hell? This car, I don't know the specs on it. I know people say it's faster than XYZ. I know people say it's expensive as shit. I know you get crazy carbon buckets. I know it's a four-door full-size sedan and it fucking hauls ass. I know a lot of these things. And I'm not even a German car enthusiast. That just goes to show that car has aura. If I see a brand new BMW M5 or even the older ones with the V10s, if I see one of those pull in, I'm looking at that car. I know that guy's selling drugs or something, but I'm looking at that car. That is, in my opinion, one of the greatest aura oozing cars out there. And I think that guy knows ball. When that guy pulls in, he knows ball. He could have went out and bought something else. He could have went out there and bought a flashier car. He pulled in the M5 sedan. That guy knows ball. Okay, and again, that just goes to show the reputation that this car kind of has. I'm not a German car enthusiast. I have never really once really considered buying a German car. There are a couple that are on my list of like, well, I wouldn't mind picking one of these up in the future eventually, maybe one day. But for the most part, I kind of steer clear of German. I think German car, was going to say a bad word, not going to say it, but I think German car, unreliable, expensive, don't even want to bother. German bike, S1000RR, maybe. German car, don't really want it. And now I know BMWs and Audis and, well, maybe not Audis, I don't know. Again, not a German car enthusiast. I know BMW's reputation for reliability has gone up over the last couple of years. There are still some things. If I were to buy one personally, leave it pretty much stock. Maybe do an intake, maybe do an exhaust, leave it pretty much stock. I wouldn't be out here like my buddy Maxi with the single turbo M2. I think it's an M2. Don't come after me. I wouldn't be like him going crazy like that personally. My cars already barely run as it is. I ain't gonna do above and beyond shit on them. But that's my point. Cool car, it's got aura. You could have bought something else. You got this big fat ass sedan that's faster than a lot of these other sports cars, and it's a full size sedan. It ain't no half ass sedan. It's a full size sedan. It ain't no Honda Civic. It's a full size Accord. You know, it's a big ass car. So it's got aura. Undeniably cool car. Again, probably will never own one. That's kind of, okay, you know what? Out of all the cars on the list, that's probably one of the more expensive cars, but it's still like an everyday kind of car. Like that car has aura because it's just, it is what it is. Sorry, it has to be on the list. Has to be on the list. When I think M3, M4, those cars are kind of expected to have aura. M5, that guy knows ball. All right, moving on. I said expensive as sedan, great performance. Yep. All right, let's do an import. No, I'm not going to say Supra. No, I'm not going to say R34, R35. I ain't going to say RX-7. I ain't going to say any of these cookie cutter cars. It's going to be the car you know deserves on this list, and that is a built Civic. A built Honda, built Acura, something of that nature belongs on this list for a couple reasons. One, you're a loyal ass MF. You got this car probably in high school. You probably got it for like $3 grand, or your parents gave it to you, and you've stuck with it the whole time. Building it, building it, building it. It's like when you max out like your beginning character in a video game. I don't play Pokemon, but if I had to guess, I think I've like tried starting them. I've never really gotten into them. You pick out a character at the beginning, and then you start to find more Pokemon and stuff, but you're maxing out that one character the whole time. You're only caring about that one character. That's what I think it is like. There's probably a better video game reference that I'm not sure of. I mainly just play first-person shooters, so I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. Or maybe like a racing game. You just keep like leveling up your OG car. You don't care about these other cars that you're winning and that you're getting awarded or that you could buy. You just care about your OG. That's, I mean, a racing game is kind of just like real life, I guess. What an idiot I fucking am. Regardless, you get my point though. The analogy is still there. That's what I picture. Some dude that just, that's his day one bitch. Kind of like this. It's actually kind of similar to this in the sense where like I bought this car. It was my first car I really bought with my own money. And yeah, I mean for the money I could have bought something else. And yeah, over the years I could have sold this and got something better. I could have built like an S550. I could have gotten an S650. I could have got a GT500. That's my day one slut right here. It doesn't hurt me when I scratch it because she knows I love her. But that's my point with a Civic. But regardless, that thing pulls in. If you hear a Civic chopping, it's the most menacing thing ever. So, some few of my buddies, they're big Honda guys. We're talking 1,000 plus horsepower, 1,200 plus horsepower, 1,400 horsepower in a fucking Civic. You know, these things just sound like blap, 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 blap. Like they just sound crazy at idle because like they're just meant to go fast in a straight line and that's it. Crazy cars, crazy, just absolutely crazy cars. When you're talking to a guy that's building a Honda, I was actually just at my buddy's shop dropping off my turbo. He's a Honda guy. I was at his shop. I was like, what the fuck is this monster on his rack? It's a crazy car. It's an Integra. He says it's going to make 1,400, but he knows the block's going to split at 12. He's like, yeah, we're going for 14, but the block's going to give it at 12. So we're going to like go for 12 and just like be able to dial it up at the track and just wait until it goes. What the fuck do you mean? You're just waiting until like, what do you mean? You're expecting your motor to blow up? You're just driving it for shits and giggles and waiting for it to explode? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He's already had a bad crash in the past, he was telling me. 160 something miles an hour. Lifted ahead, pressurized his cooling system. Coolant went under his tire, shot him straight into the fucking wall at like 100 something. Crazy. Survived. Car was mangled. He said the car literally looked like someone grabbed it and just twisted it. But exactly my point. What the fuck do you mean? Oh, okay, yeah, we're just gonna send it. Crazy ass people, man. Aura. You pull in, and I'm not talking about no Civic with a laptop. I'm talking a built Civic, okay? You got some billet valve covers under the hood. You got some billet intake manifold. Maybe not a billet block, okay? Those aren't pulling up to car meets. Let's be real here. But some crazy shit that's making like 800 plus horsepower in a Civic. Maybe an all-wheel drive swap. Crazy aura. Car could look run down as fuck. Who gives a shit? It's better if it doesn't, but when you're just going for performance, who gives a shit how it looks? I care a little bit more about how old Bessie here looks, but yeah, I understand why you might not give a shit. If you're just spending hundreds of thousands of dollars into the engine bay of your Honda, who gives a fuck? It's all more appealing to race Lamborghinis and exotics and gap them in a piece of shit looking Honda. It's all the better, you know? So, yeah. Thumbs up for that. Good shit. All right, I have another car on here. What is it? Is it an import? Oh, it is an import, actually. Sort of an import. All right, next import on the list. And again, this is the one that I had to think about the hardest. I was really trying to figure out, like, okay, what do I go with? What do I think of? And I think this one is kind of a nice just all-arounder. We're talking about an import with maybe any type of engine swap. I was leaning more towards like a V8 swap or like an LS Coyote swap. Coyote swaps are becoming more popular, so I feel like you can't just say LS swap nowadays, because people do Coyote swaps in these imports as well. But when you see an import car and it's low key, it's clean, you know, but then you hear it and you're like, that ain't a 4-cylinder. That ain't no B18. That ain't no 1.8 Mazda motor. That ain't no XYZ. You get what I'm saying? And you hear that shit just like a V8, Aura. Absolutely Aura. It throws you off a little bit because you're like, where the fuck's this Corvette at? Where's this Camaro at? You're looking around like, can't be behind that Miata. Oh, it is the Miata. And then, you know, you're bricked up and shit. And you just got to rub one out real quick. I've been there before. But, yeah, V8 swaps in cars that shouldn't have V8s is really cool. I like engine swaps in general. If you have a B series and you throw K series in it, cool. If you have an SR and you throw JZ in it, cool. If you have whatever, you get what I'm saying? If you had a F20 and you throw a, what do people throw in those Subarus? I don't know. What do I've seen JZ Subarus, but like, is that it? LSs maybe? I don't know. Subaru guys are weird. We already knew that when they bought the car. Hey, I was a Subaru owner. I could say that. Okay. It's still crazy to think I went through that phase. No, regardless. Subarus are fine. I'm joking. But yeah, when you see a car pulling in, well, you hear a car and it's not there, and then you're looking at the car and you're like, it's that thing? It's that little thing? A cappuccino with a fucking V8? No, I'm joking. That'd be crazy. But a Miata with an LS2? Okay, it's an LS2, but it's still, you know, it's an LS. Cool stuff. Very cool stuff. But yeah, in my opinion, those are the 5 most realistic cars that ooze aura when you're pulling into a car meet or you're watching them pull into a car meet. When I see a Huracan, nowadays, it's like the Honda. My buddy literally says it's the Honda Civic of supercars. It is like the most basic supercar you could get. Still, I would like to own one day, sure. But they just, like, I'm not going to go run over there and see a Huracan when there's 10 other Huracans right there. Like, they are so common, at least in SoCal at car meets, or especially Cars and Coffee, that it's really not that impressive. Unless it's like an STO or a Performante or something like that, a Huracan just really isn't all that, like, I need to jog my ass over there and go look at it. I'm not one of those TikTok kids, so. But I still think they're cool cars. I would still, like I said, I would still own one, 100%. Still would own one. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and say, nah, Lamborghini Huracan, I wouldn't own one. I think it's one of the greatest looking Lamborghinis ever, even compared to the new shit coming out. I really do like the Gallardo. I know those transmissions suck, so like a Huracan is the better option to get. As much as I would love to have a Huracan Superleggera, Huracan Superleggera? Gallardo Superleggera. As much as I would love to own one, fuck that. So, yeah. But anyways, those are the cars, in my opinion, that ooze the most aura. Those are the cars, in my opinion, that ooze the most aura. Sports cars edition. So let me know what you think down below. Did I swing and miss? Did I hit some of these? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did I leave any out? That's an important thing. It's only 5 cars on this list. I'm sure I left some out. So comment down below what I forgot. And if you say motorcycles, I'm going to slap you upside the head. Anyway, subscribe. And until next video, peace. How long was this episode, by the way? 23 minutes. Have a good day.